Imagine this. You walk into a Tesla showroom in 2026, but instead of a car on four wheels, you see a sleek flying machine and the price tag? Less than the latest iPhone. Yes, you heard that right. Elon Musk is once again rewriting the rules of technology, promising the world's first truly affordable flying car. Is this the end of traffic jams? Or the beginning of a new sky-high revolution? Today, we're diving into Tesla's most mind-blowing project yet, the 2026 Tesla flying car, and why it could change the way humanity travels forever. Elon Musk is no stranger to impossible promises. From reusable rockets with SpaceX to self-driving electric cars with Tesla, he's made headlines by turning science fiction into reality. But now, he's taken the leap, literally, into the skies. In 2026, Tesla plans to launch a compact, fully electric flying car. And here's the shocker. It's said to be priced at under $1,000, making it cheaper than Apple's iPhone Pro Max. Musk calls it the democratization of flight. For the first time, flying won't be a privilege of the rich. It could be as common as owning a smartphone. The Tesla flying car is expected to use a hybrid of vertical takeoff and landing VTOL technology and Tesla's new solid-state ultralight batteries. These batteries are 5 times more energy-dense than lithium-ion, yet so compact they fit inside a body no larger than a sedan, powered by quad-duct electric fans. Think of it like a futuristic drone you can sit inside. The car lives vertically, eliminating the need for runways. Tesla's AI autopilot ensures safety, while its onboard navigation system syncs with Starlink satellites, providing global flight routing without relying on traditional air traffic control. Now here's where the world is stunned. The price. Tesla is designing this flying car not as a luxury toy, but as a mass-market mobility solution. With new manufacturing breakthroughs, 3D printed lightweight alloys, and Tesla's gigafactories optimized for aerospace parts, the company has cut production costs to historic lows. Musk's plan? Sell at cost and make profits through Tesla SkyPass, a subscription-based flight network where your Tesla flying car plugs into a global aerial transport grid. Think Uber in the sky, but far cheaper. A flying car cheaper than a phone could mean the end of roads as we know them. No more traffic jams, no more endless highways, no more wasted hours stuck behind the wheel. Imagine commuting across an entire city in 5 minutes, or reaching rural areas where no roads exist. But with such a disruptive idea comes massive challenges. Air safety, government regulation, and of course, public trust. Will people feel safe soaring in a flying Tesla controlled mostly by AI? Or will it take years before the skies are as crowded as today's highways? For Elon Musk, the Tesla flying car is not just a product. It's a stepping stone to something bigger. His long-term vision ties directly into Mars colonization. If we can build small, affordable, mass-produced flying vehicles on Earth, then imagine what they can do in the thin atmosphere of Mars. In Musk's own words, the sky should not be a limit, it should be a highway. The announcement of a flying car cheaper than a smartphone would send shockwaves through the global economy. Airlines, taxi services, even governments would scramble to respond. Think about it. If anyone could own a personal flying machine, what happens at airports, airlines, and the trillion-dollar oil industry? Suddenly, the power balance shifts. Nations that once dominated global transport could see their influence fade, while tech-driven economies surge ahead. Countries like China, India, and African nations could leapfrog traditional infrastructure challenges, skipping decades of road and rail investment and moving straight into the sky. Just like mobile phones replace landlines, Tesla's flying car could replace roads. But of course, it won't be smooth sailing or flying. Governments will face unprecedented regulation challenges. How do you control thousands, maybe millions of small flying vehicles buzzing through the skies? Air traffic systems designed for jumbo jets may not handle this kind of swarm. Then there's safety. What happens in a power failure? What about hacking threats? Tesla has faced criticism for its self-driving cars. Will people trust an autopilot system thousands of feet above ground? And let's not forget the environment. Yes, it's electric, but imagine the energy grid required to charge millions of flying vehicles daily. Can renewable energy scale fast enough? One thing is clear. When Elon Musk steps into a space, industries change forever. SpaceX forced NASA and the entire rocket industry to reinvent itself. Tesla made every major automaker chase electric cars. Starlink is rewriting internet access across the globe. Now, with the 2026 flying car, Musk could push humanity into an aerial revolution, one that could either unite the world under a new kind of mobility or plunge into chaos as governments struggle to keep up. It's 2028. Cities are no longer designed around highways. Rooftop landing pads replace parking lots. Delivery drones, air taxis, and personal flying cars crisscross the skies, guided by an AI-powered air grid. Your daily commute? A 5-minute hop across the skyline. Family vacations? No airports, just direct flights from your roof to your destination. And while critics fear accidents, chaos, and overcrowding, supporters believe this could unlock a new renaissance of freedom, shrinking the world, connecting the disconnected, and rewriting the story of human mobility. But here's the real question. Will this flying car truly make the world better? Or is it another shiny piece of tech that only creates new problems? Elon Musk insists it's about empowering ordinary people, not the wealthy elite. If that's true, then the skies may soon belong to everyone, not just pilots and billionaires. Yet, history has shown us that every great invention comes with consequences. The car brought freedom, but also traffic and pollution. The internet connected us, but also divided us. So what will Tesla's flying car bring? As flying cars spread, cities will begin to transform in ways we can hardly imagine today. Skyscrapers could double as vertical airports, with rooftop pads glowing like constellations in the night sky. Ground-level streets may empty as businesses shift skyward. Sky hubs, massive floating platforms hovering above cities, could replace today's congested intersections. Instead of traffic lights, an AI-powered flight grid would choreograph millions of vehicles, weaving through invisible aerial lanes like synchronized dancers. And for the first time in history, geography won't matter. Remote villages, islands, and deserts could plug directly into this airborne highway, bypassing centuries of missing infrastructure. But with every revolution, something collapses. Highway systems, once symbols of progress, may decay into relics of the past. Airlines could face extinction as personal flight replaces short-haul travel. Gas stations, toll booths, even city buses might become irrelevant. And here's the twist. Governments that built their economies on fuel taxes and road systems could face massive economic disruption. Nations unprepared for this shift might collapse under their own outdated systems. This isn't just about cars. It's about the rewriting of civilization itself. Of course, even if Musk's promise of an iPhone-priced flying car becomes reality, not everyone will adapt at the same pace. The wealthy might leap into the skies first, creating a new kind of air-class society. Those still bound to the ground could feel left behind, staring up at shimmering highways of light streaking across the sky. Will flying cars unite humanity by granting freedom to all, or divide us further into those who soar and those who crawl? History warns us. Every new technology reshapes society in unpredictable ways. For Elon Musk, this may be the defining project of his career. Electric cars, rockets, satellites, they were all steps leading here. A flying car that costs less than a phone isn't just about technology. It's about vision. A world where every person is free from the chains of roads, borders, and even gravity itself. But with this bold dream comes a haunting question. Will Musk be remembered as the man who gave humanity wings, or the man who unleashed chaos into the skies? By the early 2030s, the transformation is undeniable. The skies hum with constant movement. Fleets of Tesla flying cars gliding silently above cities, each guided by Tesla's neural flight grid, a real-time AI traffic controller linked through Starlink satellites. Roads below are eerily empty. Gas stations stand abandoned. Airports shrink into irrelevance, their runways cracked and overgrown. Families no longer own cars. They own personal aircraft. The daily commute? A 2-minute vertical hop. Vacations? A direct flight from your rooftop to a beach, skipping lines, tickets, and baggage checks. The dream of frictionless travel is reality. But paradise never comes without cracks. In 2031, a blackout in New York freezes thousands of flying cars midair. Those safety parachutes save lives, Chaos floods the skies as hundreds of vehicles crash into skyscrapers and the Hudson River. The world realizes just how fragile this new aerial network truly is. Hackers, too, begin to probe the system. A rogue cyber attack in Asia grounds flights for days, sending nations into panic. Governments begin to ask, should one private company, Tesla, truly control the global air highway? Where there's disruption, competition always follows. By 2032, China launches its own rival, the BYD Skyrunner, mass-produced in megafactories and priced even lower than Tesla's. Europe responds with the Airbus Neo car, designed for luxury. Africa sees its own innovators rising, creating solar-powered flying vehicles uniquely adapted for off-grid regions. The flying car race is no longer just Tesla's dream. It's a global arms race of the skies. And just like with smartphones, the world splits into rival ecosystems, Tesla, BYD, Airbus, each competing to dominate the future of flight. By 2035, humanity is living in a dual world. Above the clouds, a glittering web of light, where flying cars zip silently, connecting cities, villages, and even continents. Sky malls, floating resorts, and airborne sports arenas reshape culture itself. On the ground, abandoned highways, rusting gas stations, and cities redesigned for vertical living. For some, this is utopia, freedom beyond imagination. For others, it feels like exile, watching the privileged world float above. The dream of Elon Musk has been realized, but the consequences are bigger than even he imagined. As the skies fill with millions of civilian flying cars, militaries around the world begin to adapt. In 2036, nations unveil fleets of autonomous sky drones, designed not for war abroad, but for control at home. Airborne police patrols enforce order in crowded aerial lanes. Borders are no longer fences or walls. They're sky zones, patrolled by swarms of defense drones. But the rise of Tesla's global flight grid sparks a deeper fear. If one company can reroute ground or even shut down flying vehicles worldwide, then Musk himself or whoever controls Tesla may hold more power than governments. By 2038, entire industries have shifted skyward. Floating marketplaces hover above cities, accessible only by personal aircraft. Logistics giant abandon trucks and trains, instead moving goods by autonomous flying pods. Even farming adapts. Sky farms orbiting above urban centers, delivering food directly to rooftops. But this new economy doesn't just build, it destroys. Truck drivers, pilots, taxi operators, all gone. Highways rot into silent scars on the land. The ground belongs to machines, while humanity lives increasingly in the skies. A new question emerges. If the sky becomes our new home, does the earth below still matter? Crown. Elon Musk, now older, remains at the center of it all. Some hail him as the man who freed humanity from roads, gravity, and borders. Others call him the unelected king of the skies. By 2039, his successors within Tesla face growing pressure. Regulators demand to break Tesla's monopoly. Rival nations threaten to disconnect from the global flight grid. Protest movements form on the ground, accusing Tesla creating a sky elite while leaving billions behind. By 2040, humanity reaches a turning point. Clusters of floating megacities, built entirely around aerial living, begin to declare independence from the ground. These sky nations operate beyond the control of traditional governments, with their own economies, their own defense, and their own culture. For the first time in history, civilization is no longer tied to the land. Humanity has fractured, ground nations versus sky nations, roads versus skies, past versus future. And at the center of it all, the legacy of one man's vision, Elon Musk, who dreamed of a car that cost less than an iPhone and ended up redrawing a map of civilization itself. By 2045, the world has been reshaped in ways no one in 2026 could have predicted. The skies, once a silent domain of cloud and birds, are alive with constant motion. Billions of people live their lives above the ground, commuting, trading, and even settling in floating cities. Roads are relics, the ground an echo of the past. And yet, with all its chaos, disruption, and controversy, one truth stands unshakable. Humanity has taken flight, not through governments, not through militaries, but through the vision of a single man. Elon Musk's flying car began as a product, but became a movement. It made the sky belong to everyone. It broke the chains of geography and gravity. And it forced humanity to ask the question, if the ground was never our limit, what else might we leave behind? As we look to the future, the story of Tesla's flying car isn't just about technology. It's about freedom, a reminder that sometimes the smallest price tag can carry the biggest leap for civilization. The sky is no longer the limit. The sky is home.